Did you ever realize a good elevator pitch is built exactly like a fishing pole? Let me show you, because if you want to attract clients, close deals, and open doors with just one sentence, you better know how to cast.
Welcome to Small Business Big Visibility, the podcast empowering you, adventurous small business owners, to attract your ideal customers and boost your revenue. I'm your host, Jason McKenzie. Each week, we'll explore easy to implement tools and strategies to take your business to new heights and build the lifestyle you want. If you're ready for more profits and less stress, let's get started.
By the end of this episode, you won't just know what an elevator pitch is. You're going to feel the power of having one that sticks. You're going to have a tool that makes people lean in instead of tuning out. Whether you're on a stage, chatting in a line at the airport, or even just standing by a pond like this, you'll be ready to cast your message in a way that lands. You've probably heard the term elevator pitch before, maybe in a sales meeting, maybe in a networking group, but here's what it really means. It's a short, punchy way to explain who you are, what you do, who you help, and why it matters, all in under 60 seconds. It's not just for elevators, it's for conversations at conferences, podcast interviews, backyard barbecues, anytime someone asks, "So, what do?" You want to be ready with an answer that's both natural and memorable. Because here's the truth, when your pitch hits, people, they lean in. But when you ramble, they're simply going to tune out. And we all know you don't really get a second chance to make a first impression. So your job is to make that first impression really count. Now, imagine this pond behind me is just chock full of opportunity, potential clients, partnerships, life-changing conversations. But you don't just toss in a random line and hope. You're going to look at the pond, you're going to find the correct lure, and then you cast with intention. That's what your elevator pitch does. It's a carefully chosen lure. And when it's right, your timing is right, the people bite. That's when opportunity shows up. Think about it. You could hand someone a brochure that ends up in the trash. Or you could say something that might surprise them, resonate emotionally, and sticks in their memory. A good pitch doesn't try to explain everything, it just opens the door to the next conversation. So, how do you craft a pitch that's going to stick? You build it like this fishing pole. It comes down to three main parts: the lure, the line, and the reel. Part one is the lure. This is the problem your ideal customer's facing. You start here because this is what gets their attention. It's the bait. You're showing them you understand their pain. Something like, you know how families panic when the kitchen sink backs up right before their big party? That's very specific, it's vivid, it's emotional. It is a good way to grab their attention. Part two is the line. This is where you're going to introduce your solution, plain and simple, no jargon, just tell them how you help. I run a drain cleaning service that will clear clogged sinks in under an hour guaranteed. Clear and direct, you don't need a PhD to understand it. And then part three is the reel. This is the outcome you deliver and what you want them to do next. Like, so families can stop stressing and go back to hosting. Want to schedule a time? That's your full pitch. Lure, line, and reel, done in under 20 seconds. Let's run that again. You know how families panic when the kitchen sink backs up right before their big party? I run a drain cleaning service that clears clogs in under an hour guaranteed, so they can stop stressing and get back to hosting. Want to schedule a time? That is the kind of pitch that's going to land. Now, let me warn you, most elevator pitches fail, and they fail for three simple reasons. One, they're just too vague. If you say, I do marketing, nobody knows what that means. Marketing for who? For what? What kind of problem are you even solving? Number two, they're too long. If you start with, well, back in 2017, I had this idea, you've probably already lost them. You've got to respect the moment and keep it right. And number three, they forgot the reel or the call to action. If you end with, so yeah, that's what I do, you've left them hanging. Don't make people guess, invite them in. Want to see a demo? Want to grab a call? Here's my card. Your pitch should be like tying your boat to the dock. Simple and secure. Doesn't have to be flashy, but it holds every time. Here's another way you can think about it. Picture grilling a steak. You want that perfect sear. 45 seconds per side. Too long and it's burnt. Too short and it's raw. Your elevator pitch works the same way. Just enough heat to grab the attention, not so much that you overwhelm. You want them to stay curious, not stuffed. And look, I've seen this work. Sometimes it's just a single sentence that sparks the right conversation. Something simple like, I turn kitchen nightmares into peace of mind. That's short, clear, and emotionally sticky. It opens the door without full-on kicking it down. So let's get practical. Grab your phone or a notepad, whatever you've got, because we're going to be building your pitch right now. Start with this question. What specific problem does your customers deal with? Write it down. Next, what do you do to solve it? Keep it simple, one sentence. Then, what's the benefit? What do they get out of it? And finally, what action do you want them to take next? A call, a link, a meeting. Here's a fill-in-the-blank version to help you. You know how Target struggle with problem. I help by solution so they can outcome. Want to? Call to action. All right, fill in each one of those with your words and you've got yourself an elevator pitch. Say it out loud. Try it on a friend. Test it at your next event. If someone can repeat it back to you accurately, you've nailed it. And I want to leave you with one last image to remember. When you're standing by the water, you don't throw your line in randomly. You choose your spot. You pick your lure. You make your cast with intention. And then you're going to wait for the bite. That's your elevator pitch. Every time you speak about your business, you're casting that line. Do it well, and the right people will bite. Conversations will open. Opportunities will come. Not because you talk the most, but because you said the right thing at the right moment. If this helped you rethink how you talk about your business, drop your new elevator pitch in the comments.